Hello everyone, Ace here, and today let's talk a little bit about the end of Star Wars: The High Republic, and how this news has very much been overlooked by the internet at large. The reason for this is, of course, not a mystery at all. The High Republic era has been dead for years now, at least as far as its audience is concerned. A significant portion of which includes yours truly at this point, what with me having read almost all the comic books and manga at this point, and finishing what's left in the next few weeks. But the reason why it has no audience is also obvious, because the High Republic is simply awful. Awful writing, awful artwork, awful characters, and awful lore breaks. It even has awful quality of control, what with typos being in some cases within the very first page of the book, even though each comic has a dozen or so people that have to read over the writing before it gets approved. The simple fact of the matter is that despite Disney throwing several years of resources and money into this project, there was simply no saving it. Keep in mind, work began on High Republic back in 2018. The first books admittedly weren't until 2021, but even by that point it was obvious what a disaster piece this already was going to be, what with the Jedi already being retconned to be bigger villains than the Sith, right from Cavan Scott's very first issue of High Republic. From that very first issue back in 2021, High Republic was already unsalvageable, and the years since haven't exactly been kind to the setting either. It's not even enough to say that fans were furious with High Republic. They eventually just tuned out of it, and a lot of people understandably stopped being Star Wars fans altogether. Thus, it's no surprise that in some cases, even back in 2023, High Republic sales were already disastrous, with some bundles selling in the mere hundreds, globally, for Star Wars. At this point, the only people left truly defending the High Republic are the handful of ideological morons that are directly responsible for its downfall in the first place, completely trying to gaslight people into believing that the problems that exist simply don't. Problems like the Jedi testing their Padawans by deliberately putting civilized planets into danger just to see if their Padawan can save said planet. Like I said, problems like this have been constant right from the very beginning. So it's no surprise that no one has paid any attention to the High Republic for years now. Not even to the news that the High Republic has finally been put out of the misery of the fandom at large. What's left of it anyways. High Republic is, with zero hyperbole, one of the worst things to happen to Star Wars, period.